Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a preview of a game I haven't played in quite a while, Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor, specifically the new True Solo mode that's coming in their new crowdfunding and reprint campaign. And disclaimer, I was sent a review copy of the base game, as well as this nice game mat for the True Solo play, and some other materials to make this video. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our weekly podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So if you didn't see my original plays of Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor, which, gosh, how long ago was that? 3 or 4 years? This is a solo cooperative 4X game where you're exploring hexes and you're fighting against two enemy factions, the nasty Chaos Horde that's kind of washing over the entire world, and the remnants of the Imperial Legion that still holds sway on this island you're on. The game is played over the course of 4 chapters, and at the end of those 4 chapters, each player needs to have more victory points individually than either the Horde or the Imperial faction. And before, when you played, you would have to multi-hand it for solo, control 2 factions. And there's a long game, there's a lot going on. It's a great game, but it was a pretty weighty proposition to play through a 2-handed play. So yeah, now they have a true solo mode. The map is smaller. You get 2 heroes. So I'm going to have one from my actual faction and one from another faction, and they can kind of move independently. You're going to have more action points each turn, all kinds of stuff going on. But I'm just going to talk through the first round and play through each of the phases. So if you're not familiar with the game, then all of that should make sense. And I'll point out some of the new elements as we go. Oh, and a very important note, if you haven't followed the game since it originally came out, they added new druid cards that are larger. These came in the Titans of the First Age, I think it's called, expansion, but I believe they're going to make them standard in the game going forward with the reprint. And also new in that expansion were these Aether tokens that would go on the druids, and they would let you use their powers even if you didn't roll Lightning Bolt, or you could spend a gem to reroll all your dice in a given roll to give some mitigation, because for those who followed the game originally, the combat can be pretty dang punishing when it doesn't go your way. And each of these new druids has a way to automatically get ether on it if certain conditions are fulfilled. So definitely a nice way to help you out, and those will be used in this playthrough too. And to show you who I'm controlling, my main hero is Syndra the Witch, working for the Droon faction, which is the only base game faction that has 2 archery units, as well as these Beastmasters that work really well with their core skill that lets them gain free shields in combat. And then my second character is from the Moyar faction, Ranja the Wanderer. I picked 2 that had kind of complementary attributes. Ranja has more might and leadership, while Syndra has a ton of magic. Neither of them is great at guile. And the true solo mode, you get both of the starting skills for your first hero. But for the second hero, you don't get the starting skill that is keyed to specific units from their faction, because clearly their faction usually won't be in play. But you do get their other starting skill, in this case, Wiles for Ranja. All right, but let's get into Chapter 1 and get things kicked off. So the first phase is the refresh phase. We check if any of the druids have fulfilled their requirement. Like this one says, if any player has 0 units in play, place 1 here. Which indeed we do, because we don't start with any units. I am, by the way, playing on the second difficulty setting. If I was playing on the easiest difficulty setting, every druid would automatically start with a gem. But the only other one that applies is the Shapeshifter. It says if the Empire has equal or more victory points than any player, which is the case because we all have 0, good to go. The other 2 would have been if there was a Legion in play, which there is not, and if there are 5+ curses, which there are not as well. All right, then we get 3 items. I'm not playing with any of the Red Skull cards. That can be more complicated or way more challenging. Ooh, but I got a bow that if I have some food will let me roll extra dice in range combat, which could go really well with my faction already being... Oh, never mind. It needs 2 guile, which neither of us have. Forget that idea. We also draw 3 quests that we can attempt during the round. None of them have any immediate effects. That's it for the refresh phase. Now we're going to do the event phase. If there were any legions or hordes in play, these big, deadly boss units that we'll be fighting against, we would add threat to them. But we're going to do the big thing, which is draw the first new event. And you'll see right here, Soul Survivor. These events are all new. You use an entirely different set of event cards that are specifically keyed towards solo play. So let's see what we got. Relic Hunters. Whatever motivated the Relic Hunters to venture into the ruins of the ancients, they brought priceless loot with them. Okay, I'm going to choose a hero to roll their hero dice. If I roll 3 or more skulls, I'm going to discard 1 item from the market, and then pick 1 item from the item deck and place it on the market and shuffle the item deck. Well, that's pretty cool. I think between the 2, Ranja has a slightly better chance with her red, blue, and then Guile, you can roll a white or an orange. Orange tends to have more skulls, so we'll go for that. All right, and well, we need 3 skulls. Well, that ain't it. Now, I believe you can spend an ether to re-roll any roll, whether it's a quest or something like this. But I mean, here, the effect is not that amazing. I'm not going to worry about it. But now the nasty part. Here comes some enemies. The sea towers were a port of call for refugees from all parts of the world, fleeing through the Nether Sea. Among them were the legions of the Empire and their pursuers. Okay, place one legion at threat 4 and its target on a sea tower. So the legion will stay there and not retarget. It's just going to sit around and be annoying. And then I place one horde also at threat 4 on any empty hex in the Wandering Sea, but not adjacent to a haven. When I'm probably just going to have them fight each other, right? That seems to make the most sense. Oh, and place one curse on any hex with no X, empty if possible. All right, so first, the Legion. This is their initiative number. They're going to resolve once it gets to the Nemesis phase from lowest to highest order. Every single Legion and Horde has an immediate effect. This one says Imperial Bounty. Place her target, but remember it said it's just going on the sea tower. The player with the target flips their starting feats. Oh, okay. So I wouldn't get to use them in the first round, but this is great because since they aren't technically targeting me, they're just targeting the sea tower. That won't apply. And then she gets one activation token, so everyone gets one activation token each round. So she'll have 2, which means she could like charge right into my haven, or she can do nothing because she's going to be sitting on a sea tower. It's actually worked out pretty well. And yeah, if you haven't seen the game before, they have bonuses for combat, god powers they can use if they roll lightning bolts, and then this is their threat track, so she's going to be at threat 4. The dice they roll in range combat, the dice they roll in melee, and what happens when you defeat them. All right, so there we go. She's ready. And all things are basically equal here because, look, there are 2 food tiles next to me, 1 plunder tile for building buildings next to me, and then 2 salt tiles for buying items and units a little bit farther away. So I'll just put them on this sea tower. And she gets a bonus activation token. And who's she targeting? Normally it would be my haven, and she'd come charging towards me. But again, here she's going to be hanging out there and just building up for her faction. But let's get her a friend to play with. Okay, the Lich Queen. Immediate, her power is Zombie Infestation. She's going to place a curse on her hex. And a pretty nasty person as well. And her initiative is 3, so she'll go before the assassin. And I have to put her on the Wandering Sea. Oh, well, this is obvious. Let's put her right there to go and fight the assassin for us. Now, the rest of this is pretty terrible, though. She immediately places a curse. Curses basically turn the terrain into, like, their own curse terrain, and you can't build there, you can't explore there. And they also get extra victory points for the Horde every single round, and the Horde tends to be pretty nasty already. So I don't love that she's putting one down. On the difficulty level I'm on, there's already 2 more that start. And then I have to put a 4th one out. It said on an empty hex, which could be any of these that don't have all the stuff on them, but not with an X. So I can't put it on like one of these spaces. Well, I guess we'll put it over there, just kind of out of the way. But yeah, I'm a little bit worried that Chaos is going to get a ton of points already. We'll see how it goes. Then we put another activation token on each of them. So again, the assassin will activate twice unless the Lich Queen comes in and kills her, which would be great. All right, so that was all the kind of setup for the first of 4 chapters. Now we go into the build phase. So first we're going to level up both of our heroes. We'll draw 2 of their feat cards. We're going to keep one and put the other one on the bottom of their deck. So let's see, we got Informants. Discard this when you make a roll outside of combat to double the dice you roll. So it could just help us beat a really, really tough quest. And actually, I was going to scoff at that, but all 3 of the quests are really hard ones to achieve that are also amazing. What's the other option? I could permanently give Syndra +1 leadership or +1 guile, and if I do so, I get to immediately get 3 resources. But now I'm liking these informants. I'm going to get one of these really hard quests in a second. This, by the way, is the deluxe player board thing they sent me. Not really necessary, but it is nice that it holds all your cards and such. Okay, as for Ronja, if you destroyed all Imperial units here, the Spoils of War, gain 1 item from the market that you can use. If we fight Imperial units, but there is a garrison right north of us, so we could. Or I could give her +1 magic or +1 might. She's already at 2 might, and Syndra's already great at magic. I don't know when I'll use this, but it seems to apply every single time I fight Imperials, so that's pretty dang good, sure. Now, I assume that it only applies to Ronja. The rules for true solo could be slightly clearer, but I mean, they do clarify to an extent on which things apply to which people. They did say that your unit abilities, like this Beastmaster's one, can be used by either hero, since one of the heroes might not be from your faction. But now I go to the really important step of the build phase, which is actually putting out units and stuff. So I start out with 6 of each resource: food, salt, and plunder. And I've got 2 basic and 2 elite units. So Sword Masters can only attack in melee clashes. They roll a yellow/orange die. They cost 1 salt and plunder. Sons of the Bow can also fight in the single ranged step before you get to the ongoing melee clashes. They roll a white die, which is slightly better at defense. Beastmasters cost a ton, but they get you a red die, and this Beastmasters card that I start with lets me flip it, so it's 1 use per round to gain a shield for every Beastmaster here, which prevents damage. Pretty dang good. And then Rangers are the only elite unit that's also an archer in the base classes. Rolls a purple, which can get you a lot of those lightning bolts for god powers, and also just gets to shoot in the range phase, which is pretty dang cool. Now, how much do I want to spend? Here's a key thing. To move any units in, such as to like go and attack places, I need to have food, I need to have some of the elephants, and to actually build my havens that get me free victory points every turn and give me something to defend, let me summon units there. I need at least 2 plunder for each, although Ronja's starting skill Wiles lets me once per round flip it to use a command, haven, or move action without paying an action gem and without paying any resources. The obvious one for that seems to be Haven. That'll save me 2 whole plunder. So, I could be greedy and try to get 2 more havens out this round. That'll get me more resources every round as well. Especially because I don't think I'm going to actually go against the Legion of the Horde. I want to let them fight each other, although that means they'll be getting the victory points instead of me. Well, let's see. Okay, I think I'll get a Beast Rider for 3 and 2. And then maybe a basic Archer. Gosh, these things are expensive. And then I guess a Sword Sister. And man, is that really all I can afford? Actually, you know what? I hate to say it, but the Son of the Bow is so expensive with salt. I think I'm going to put that back, and instead, you can have up to 5 units in a haven. You can only summon into havens. So I can fit 3 more people. I could spend all 3 salt and 3 plunder. And yeah, still have enough to build a place. So I'm getting 4 Sword Sisters and 1 Beastmaster. Nice tanky melee group. All right, now let's get to the action phase. So what's going to happen is usually we'll be switching back and forth between players. Clearly that's not the case in True Solo. I have 10 action gems, whereas in the regular game you only have 8. And I can use an action to move one of my heroes to an adjacent space. I can use an action to gain some salt to buy more stuff like items, since I have 0 salt at the moment. And that'll also let me trade between my heroes because they do each have their own items and feats. I can use elephants, food, to command my units into an explored hex that my heroes are already moved into, but first I have to use an action to explore it and flip it, which will usually get me resources but summon some nastiness. I can build a haven if I'm in an empty place that's already been explored. I can go to the market to buy items, but I have no salt to do so. And I can do a quest. That one I might want to do with Syndra's power. Because look at these are pretty friggin' wacky. Druidic Prophetess. Whenever a horde activates for the rest of the game, if I can get at least 2 of these 3 things solved, I'll show you how this works in a second, then I get to gain a basic unit of any player on one of their havens. So you know those incredibly expensive archers that I was just whining about that cost 3 salt each? This could get me definitely 1 this turn when that 1 horde activates, but when there are more hordes on the board, could be like 2 or 3 free units. This Instruction of the Druids one gets me a free feat, which is pretty great. Another like little level up. And then Strike at Dawn lets me weaken a Legion or Horde, take away 2 of their threat, 2 of their life. I don't really want to do that because right now they're both equal at 4 and I kind of want them to kill each other. So yeah, let's try this out. Let's go ahead and do a quest with Syndra, going to hang out with the Druidic Prophetess. And if Syndra was on a hex with a curse, which is south of her, but I don't want to waste the actions moving there and back, she would get a free die. But otherwise, she gets her normal stuff, which is 3 purple and then a white or a yellow. And since I need to succeed at 2 of these things, so I need to get 3 skulls, or 1 shield, or 1 god power, and if I get 2 of them, then I'll solve the quest. If I only get 1 or 0, then I give chaos victory points and discard it. Since that's the case, I think I want to use this. I mean, let's see. So she's getting 3 purples, so very high chance I'll get the 1 god power. And then I could have her roll an orange to try to get more skulls to go with the purples. Or a white with the god, which has a 1/3 chance of rolling the 1 shield. Actually, you know what? Maybe I don't need to double this. Well, let's be safe. I'll go and use it. Well, actually, wait. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Look at this. If I get the shield, I get to place a free basic unit on a haven. And if I get the god power, I get to place a basic unit on a haven. So I should really move some people off before I do any of this, or I'll waste it because you can't have more than 5 units in one space. So with that in mind, let's actually go ahead and move for our first action to set up an explore and then commanding units in to fight. Where do I want to go? So this will get me more food, this will get me more plunder, but I have to fight a garrison, and usually when you flip it, they'll reinforce and get even a second one. I could go toward these enemies because I want to be nearby to kill one of them after the battle. Yeah, that sounds good, potentially. So let's pay 1 to send Syndra over here. Then we'll explore, and let's see what we get. And we found Fur and Hollis. We're going to get 2 food, and this is how much it produces if we build a haven here. And then if it's empty, oh gosh, place 2 garrisons here. If not reinforced, would have decided one thing. And then place 1 activation token on a legion or horde with the fewest tokens. So that means now the Lich Queen is going to activate twice, which could be a problem. Or actually, maybe not, because if she goes in and kills the assassin with her second activation, she could move in and attack us. And if we're waiting for her, we could potentially wipe both of them off the map before they gain victory points, which would be great. Although she would have also put down curses and stuff for permanent victory point gains. That part's not so nice. But we got 2 garrisons, so now we got to face off against this nasty thing. But hey, so it goes. Time for combat. So I need to spend an action to command. I have to spend 1 food. And I pick a hex and move any of my adjacent units. I'll just bring in everybody. I can also bring heroes in because this way we get to benefit from both of their cards and abilities. And we get into the fight. By the way, I forgot about this, but I currently have no salt, so I couldn't have used it anyway. Syndra has the teleport ability to pay 1 salt to go on any hex, so she can get around, although, I don't know, with 2 heroes, it might not matter as much. All right, here we go, combat. First, before combat, we check terrain. In this case, it's a marsh. Oh man, which is going to turn all red dice into white. The garrisons don't use any, and I just have 1 for my 1 elite unit, so it's not terrible, but not great. And we don't have any combat abilities on legions or hunters. We don't have any before combat feats. Then we get to the archery round where we roll range attack dice and use feats and items. And sadly, the only ones who have any are the 2 garrisons. For each level, they're rolling 1 white die. Skulls are going to kill my units, and shields do nothing right now because I'm not attacking them. So we'll hope for blanks and shields, or 1 skull. We will, of course, defeat one of our weaker guys, the Sword Sisters. And they're going to go into the Imperial Graveyard. In the multiplayer game, at the end of each round during the scoring phase, the Imperials and Chaos will gain victory points for every faction in their graveyard, no matter how many of their units. In solo, since it's just you, they just get 1 victory point for everything there. Okay, now we're going to continue doing clash rounds, melee combat, over and over until one of us is wiped out. The 2 garrisons actually roll a lot of dice. So, whoa, or they don't. Wow, that was great. And then technically this is simultaneous, but we get 1 yellow for each of those guys and 1 red for them. Although not a red, a white, because the marshes downgrading that red die. Come on. Oh, that's what we wanted. 1, 2 skulls. Defeats 1, 2 garrisons. And we get 1, 2 victory points. Didn't even have to use our Beastmaster ability yet to defend, which is great, because if we are going to do this whole, let chaos come to us thing, then this will be useful. Oh, let's not forget, Spoils of War. If you destroyed all Imperial units here, gain 1 item from the market that you can use. And again, I think this only applies to Ronja, so she's got 2 might, 1 lead, 1 guile. So she can use 1 of these. Normally this would have cost 1 market actions, one of our 10 action points to gain, and this amount of salt. Okay, so she can get Imperial Defectors. I can discard this as a free action during the action phase to let every player place 1 basic unit on any of their havens. Oh, every player is not that great in solo, so meh. Or this one, Healing Potion. Discard this to place 1 of your units destroyed here on any of your havens. Whoa, that's great for the Beastmasters or the Rangers. So yeah, we'll definitely give that to Ronja. Nice. And you immediately refill item slots. What have we got? The Orb of Storms. Ooh, 2 magic. Syndra could get that. Discard this to move 1 horde or legion to an adjacent hex without activating it. Oh, which could totally start a battle. That's a great one. So if I can get 2 salt somehow, I could just spend 2 actions to do the trade action. I could buy that. I think I want to. I mean, it does discard itself, so it's not the best thing in the world, but still pretty cool. All right, now let's go ahead and use Wiles. We're going to flip this to do the Haven action without paying an action and without paying the 2 plunder we would normally need to use. So we get to put a Haven down right here in the line of fire, but that's going to give us some consistent food generation and more victory points and all that. All right, now that I've lost some havens and have somewhere to put them, let's go ahead and do that double dice quest I was thinking of using, where is it? Oh, geez, I already discarded it. The Informants. So I'm getting 6 purple, and I'll go for 2 white, I think. So I need 1 more purple after I roll all of these. I'm looking for skulls. I'm looking for shields. I'm looking for lightning bolts. Whoa, is this everything? No, I have 3 skulls. Oh, no, that is what I need. So even without the 1 purple, I've got 3 skulls. I've got 1 shield. I've got 1 lightning bolt. I got it all. So first I gain the mini reward. So I get 1 victory point. I get a basic unit on any haven, another basic unit on any haven. Both of which are going to be these 3-cost Sons of the Bow. And I can fit 1 here, and the other one can hang out back here. But then again, awesomeness, I'm going to take this card, and whenever a horde activates, place 1 basic unit of any player on any of their havens. You know, not quite as good as it would be in a multiplayer game where I could spread that out among other people, but still pretty great. And unlike items, quests do not refill. And yeah, both of these seem a little bit too tough and scary to attempt, so I think we'll stop there. And now what else to do? I still have 6 actions, and yes, I kind of want to wait for chaos, but I also want to, do something. And looking at my resource generation, I really want more salt. Because I'm getting 3 here. What would the next haven do? Ooh, would jump me to 5. I gotta get another haven put down. But where to do it? I could go up here, which would also give me more salt generation. But then, if I do let this person come in and they fight and then, like, they activate again, they go towards your weaker haven. So I'd have to, like, evenly split my forces, which sounds like a recipe for disaster. I could go in here. It's giving me more plunder, which I don't necessarily need. And it already has a garrison, which will probably get boosted to a second garrison. We saw that they can be kind of tough. And then I'm right next to the capital, so most of the legions that spawn will come in here, and that'll be one step away from a massacre. You can see that the true solo map is pretty dang crowded. I mean, I could go over to here, which would certainly be the safest option by quite a large stretch. But then if I want to send enough people over here to fight and clear out the place, how am I going to get them back over here? Well, either way, I think it might be the way to go. So let's do... I don't need to move Syndra. I'll do a command action to here. Do I have enough elephants for this? Yeah, I guess I do. Okay, so another command action. And I'll bring in my red. And actually, you know what? Let's bring in 2 archers to try to arch them at their own game. I can also bring in both my heroes. But then, oh god, am I going to have enough actions? So I have 5 actions left. If I want to move, explore, command in to fight, build the place, and then somehow teleport back over 2 spaces. Oh, this is looking like a worse and worse idea. I mean, I don't need to get a third. All right, you know what? Never mind. Let's switch it up. I'm not going to do the command. I'm not going to spend the food. Instead, I'll do a move. And I will go in here, because, you know, I can build a haven there. I can put, like, a tower and walls, some defensive reinforcements there, make it really a tough nut for them to crack, and maybe that'll bleed the Legion dry. We'll see. So I'll send Syndra in. Why not? And then for my next action, I'll explore. Oh, this is actually going to work out great because these are impassable passes and I get to decide how it's placed. So if I go like that to be able to bring in my army, that'll mean that the legions can't walk straight in. Heck yeah. Now let's see how nasty this is though. The Imperial slave mines. Remove any skeletons here. Place 2 garrisons here. Oh, it's going to be a level 3. Every other player gains 1 plunder. I guess that I don't. Oh, and I roll my hero dice and gain the number of skulls in plunder. Wow. But a 3 garrison, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't even know if I should try for this. All right, here's my hero dice, using a yellow for the guile this time. Okay, 3 plunder, 1 more than I would have gotten on a normal hex. Okay. Can I win against a 3 garrison? Well, you know, I've got my ether powers. Like, look, the tree mother, I can use a lightning bolt or the ether here to place my cheapest unit in resources from the reserve here, which would get me another free archer, like in the battle. I mean, that seems pretty cool. Although it's only after damage, they wouldn't get to do range combat. But yeah, I'll go ahead and try it. So I'm commanding. I have 3 actions left, and let's bring them all in. Anyone who's left alive, we can move back to Fernhala in a second to defend. Right, this time they have 3 white dice for range, and I only have a single. This is going to be great. Ooh, that was a good roll. Let's see if I can at least get like a shield or something. Okay, I got a shield. So 1 skull gets through, and I'll actually defeat the archer, I think, because they're slightly weaker in the melee combat. Oh, wait. Very important. I forgot that in the Highlands, the mountains, range can only be 1 die max. So it's just 1 die to 1, so they get nothing. And come on, give me a skull, Yes, let's go! Oh, so I took out the top level already. That's 1 victory point. Man, I feel much better about this. Wait, do I have too many dice? I do. I don't have 2 archers. All right, here we go. This is me. Might want to use an ether to reroll all of that. Well, let's see how they do first, and then I can decide. I'd only do 1 damage, and they would do 2. I could use my 1 Beastmaster ability to, well, yeah, I'm going to use the ether on the shapeshifter to reroll all my dice. It has to be all of them. Because, come on, I can definitely do better than this. I can at least kill them. All that seems better. That's 3. Yeah, that'll defeat both garrisons, even after their shield. Now I'm going to lose a unit. Am I going to wait until... You know what? I don't know if the Chaos Person will actually get to me. So let's go and use my Beastmaster's ability. I can flip it once per round to gain 1 shield for every Beastmaster in the combat, which is 1. Which means only 1 hit gets through. And we'll get rid of one of our basic melee guys. Well, that was a fine combat. Feeling great about that. I want to get a free item again. I wish that she had more stats. The only thing she can get is that Imperial Defectors to discard it and place a basic unit on a haven. But hey, I mean, it's free, so why not take it? All right, and for my next action, we're almost out. Definitely going to build another haven for 2. And now we unlock that big salt production to actually pay for some guys. Although still no salt spaces, so that's not great. All right, 2 actions left. For 1, we're going to command and enact the plan, right? Let's send everybody back. And now we lost a unit, we'll bring in this person. So we have no other havens defended, but we have a max number of units here. I've got one action left. I can't go to market because I have no salt. I don't want to move anybody or command. I guess I'll just trade for assault. I don't think there's much else for me to do at the moment. All right, and that takes us into the Nemesis phase. Uh-oh. And the big one's going to happen right away. The Lich Queen, because she's earlier in initiative order, is going to use her first token. The first thing to do is place a curse where they are, which actually works out well for us because there's already a curse on her space. So instead, she gives Chaos 1 victory point. But curses on hexes give them victory points every single round for the rest of the game. So just one immediate victory point is not that bad. Okay, then they're going to move one hex. Now, here's how they go. They can't move farther from the capital, but they're as far as possible right now. They want to go to a space with enemy units, but the weakest space with adjacent enemy units that they can find, only if there's no space with enemy units will they go to an empty hex. So here, the only empty space clearly is, giant battle. All right, this should be fun. So they count as not being on any type of special terrain, so the assassin having +2 red during archery on Badlands is not going to apply here. Oh man, the Lich Queen can heal herself? Well, maybe I picked the right horse, because I feel like maybe the assassin will die, and then the Lich Queen will come in and also die, which again would be a great result for the first round. And yeah, there's not much going on here. We're just rolling. So the Lich Queen gets 2 white, and the Assassin gets a blue and 2 white at their current level. All right, here we go. Assassin, skull and a shield. Lich Queen, just a shield, so nothing, because the one skull gets blocked by the one shield. All right, here we go. This is for the Lich Queen. This is for the Assassin. Let's see how they do. Whoa, that sucks, Lich Queen. Never mind. You were not the horse to bet on. Okay. So, what's the Assassin's Lightning Bolt? Oh my gosh, 2 extra damage once per round. So, that hurt. The Lich Queen is taking 3 damage total, down to 1, while the Assassin took only a single damage. But if, never mind. I was going to say if the Lich Queen can roll a Lightning Bolt in the next round, they could heal themselves, but now they only have white dice, so that's not possible. All right, yeah, Lich Queen's dice are looking way worse here. Let's see. Okay, she got something. I don't think it'll be enough. Actually, this works out great, though, because they're hurting each other a lot. So yeah, Lich Queen is super dead, 2 damage getting through, but the Assassin takes 1 more, which means they're down to 2, which is actually not, that great, because during the event phase next round, she's going to regain 2, so she's going to heal back to 4 anyway. She'll also be activating a bunch of putting down garrisons. But so it goes. But anyway, the Lich Queen is destroyed, which means dust to dust. The Empire immediately gets the 3 victory points, and they're removed from the game. But hey, they didn't put down another curse. And honestly, I've found in most of my games that Chaos tends to outscore the Imperials, so that might work in our favor. All right, and now the Assassin activates twice. Normally what a Legion would do would place a garrison on their space, and then they would move 1 hex towards their target. But remember, their target is just to hang out on the sea tower they're on, so they're not going to do anything. So they're just placing a level 1 and then a level 2 garrison, which is going to earn them extra victory points every turn, kind of like a curse that you can kill. But once she has 3 garrisons, she's going to start just getting the Empire victory points. Although, yeah, I can just probably leave her alone. It's not that big a deal. Because if I go in and fight her now, first I have to fight the garrison, which would probably be boosted to a level 3 garrison by the sea tower. And then I'd still have to fight her, raise up to 4 power. I'm not sure all that is worth it. And there's a pretty high likelihood I can get another horde to go in and fight her again, so she can just be a nice spoiler for everything. But yeah, that's actually the end of the Nemesis phase, funnily enough. So we go to the production phase. We are going to get resources based on our current haven count. So the rightmost, so I get 5 salt, 2 plunder, 1 food. Man, only 1 food. I'm actually glad that I got that food hex. And then I'm producing for my controlled havens. So 2 food, 2 plunder, 1 of each, and then the victory point we'll get in a second. So that was 1 salt, 3 food, 3 plunder. And good to go. All right, now we go to the scoring phase. This is where we see how the game's actually turning out. So the Empire is going to get 1 victory point for every hex with garrisons, 1 for every Legion that's alive, and 1 for every unit in their graveyard. And they're the ones who killed 2 of my guys, so they're getting a lot. So 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes with garrisons, 1 Legion, that's 5. My 2 units gets them 7. They're at 10. Chaos, what happened to you? Well, actually, Chaos is okay. They get 1 for every curse, so that's going to be 4. 1 for every horde, none. The Lich Queen died. And 1 for every unit in their graveyard, none. They didn't kill anybody. So that's just 4. They get to 5, so still slightly behind us. And then after the Empire and the Horde score, we get our units back to rebuild. But then, big money time, I get 2 points for each of my havens and 1 point for every special hex. So that is 7. Which I think puts me in the lead, yeah. And then additionally, I could spend 5 resources at a time, each time for 1 victory point. But you can do that all at the end. It's just basically something to spend all your resources on. So that'll be about it. And that is 1 chapter. The second one should go faster, but let's do 1 more. The game is definitely a lot faster. I can play an entire true solo game in 90 minutes to 2 hours. But with explanation and all that, of course, it takes longer. Let's get into chapter 2. We refresh our feats and items so we can... what was hers? Oh, right. Get a free action and all that. Yeah, we get all our actions back as well. All that good stuff. Oh, we also have to check our druids. Is there a legion in play? Yes, there is. So see, the assassin's getting me something after all. Does the empire have more victory points? Nope, we're ahead. Are there 5+ curses? Ah, there's 4. Come on. And does any player have 0 units? No. Okay, so we only got 2 ether tokens on druids total. We're also ditching all our items. Oh, I forgot to get that Orb of Storms. Oh, well, too late. But we get replacements. Ooh, what's this? Blackfire. Archery. Pay 1 salt to gain 1 white die. That'd be cool. Oh, you know what? Wait a second. I forgot that whenever Chaos activate, I get to place a basic unit. My 2 Swordmasters are still dead in the graveyard, but I could have built the Son of the Bow in this haven or that haven. Let's start with that haven. All right, now we get to the event phase. The assassin boosts up to 4. And if they would ever boost above 7, they get a victory point for their faction for each one. So that means at the beginning of chapter 3, they'd go to 6. And at the beginning of chapter 4, they'd go to 8. They'd give 1 victory point. I mean, yeah, I think we're fine just letting them be. But now let's see what nastiness is going to happen here. The Imperial Vault. For 3 cycles, the Dark Vein planned the raid on the well-hidden Imperial garrison at the foot of the cliffs. It would not be long before they discovered what the Inquisition was hiding there. Okay, we get to choose a hero to roll their hero dice. You may take 1 item from the market, even if you cannot use it. Ooh, that part is nice, although right now we can use pretty much all of them. That costs up to the amount of skulls rolled. I'm going to have Syndra do it this time since Ronja already has a few items. Whoa, 4. So let's see, I can get that Blackfire, which is pretty awesome, or Druid's Ale. Discard this to draw 1 feat. I don't know, Blackfire seems cool. I want to have more more archery. Let's get that. Now what's the rest of us say? The Grand Inquisitor would not simply accept the robbery. A swarm of assassins left the capital in the wake of the marching legions leaving the capital. Y'all might want to change one of those leave the capitals. Place, oh god, 2 lead. Oh man. Yeah, sometimes the game goes heavy Horde, sometimes it goes heavy Imperial. I was hoping for more Horde, since the Imperial's already gotten the jump on the Horde here. Place 2 legions of threat 5 on the capital. And then activate the Legion with the highest initiative. What? All right, Legion 1 is the Imperial Guard. So, defensive stance. Place this target. Place 1 garrison on every hex with a garrison except the capital. What? All right, and their target is my haven with the fewest people. So they're coming to retake the slave mines, since I left it completely undefended. And then, oh my gosh. I mean, actually, this isn't that big of a deal. These 2 garrisons getting added. This one is the annoying one. Adding 1 where the assassin is, because now when she would activate, she's going to give them a victory point instead of adding another garrison. But these ones up here, I doubt I'll ever attack, and the Imperial scores 1 victory point for each hex with garrisons, whether there's 1 or 2 there, so that should be fine. All right, here's our third friend, the Warlock. Oh, this guy sucks. So he's going to place his target, and the player with that target flips all their items without using them. Well, there goes all our fun stuff for this round. I mean, items, not feats. So our fun healing potion, our Imperial Defectors, and then our new Blackfire thing. They'll come back in the next round, but for now, they're gone. And now the highest initiative person, which is the Imperial Guard, is going to move to go attack. Oh, sorry, the Warlock Cell one is also there. But yeah, they're going to move over here, which means that we better defend, y'all. And now they all get an activation token. Just lovely. Now, by the way, at the standard and easiest difficulty in the solo mode, each of the Legion and the Chaos Horde only get 5 cards total. So they've already summoned through 3 of their max 5. If they run out, we can actually rush the capital potentially and blow that up for 5 victory points. So if they play their hand too early, that might not be the worst thing in the world. So let's see if we can kill this turn. Okay, so we get the building phase. We get to gain feats. Hit and run for Syndra. If my enemy has more units or threat, gain 1 blue. Right now the Assassin's at 4 and the Guard and Warlock are at 5. So I'd have to bring fewer people than I would normally. But in the 3rd and 4th chapter, they pretty much always start with 6 or 7 threat. So I would get free blue dice for every round, ranged, and I mean, that's pretty great. I don't need more magic and might. Nah, we're okay. Yeah, I'm going to go for the hit and run. I might even try to attack with fewer people just to benefit from it, because that's pretty cool. And then Ronja. Okay, archery. Flip this to re-roll any of your white archery dice. It's pretty good. And then Tomb Raiders. When you use the trade action, gain an additional salt. You may trade with heroes in adjacent hexes. That part doesn't really matter very much. But I could gain, well, I don't want to use salt, actions to get salt. I want to be a ranged monster. Can I get to build? I got a good amount of resources, although these guys are super expensive. The big one is salt. I have 7 of. So I could get my other Beastmaster and one of my Rangers and a Sword Master. That would be 7 salt and 3 plunder and 3 food. I can definitely afford all of that. Yeah, let's do it. And yeah, we're still doing okay. We definitely need more salt production, but that gets us all but 2 of our units out. All right, I think I'm going to put them here to wait for the Imperial Guard to come. But maybe I should try to defeat the assassin while she's next to me and weakened. Yes, there's a 3 garrison, so it might take quite a bit of doing, but I've got a lot of units. If at least 2 survive to go and defend against the Imperial Guard afterwards, that's worth it. And that'll leave them with only 1 legion on the board instead of 3. Yeah, let's do it, man. All right, so I don't have that many elephants, though. I got to keep that in mind. I'm going to move Syndra in and then explore. Oh my gosh, so much stuff here. Oh, interesting. All right, this is good. Let's put it like that. So that the Empire only has 1 way to go through when they're like trying to come attack things. Oh, no, what else should I do? So this is, by the way, a sea tower, which are cool in that when you buy items here, they cost 1 less salt, and you're adjacent to any hex. So you can basically like teleport wherever you want to go. Okay, so I gained 2 salt. That part's great. Remove any skeletons here. There aren't any. Place 2 garrisons here, which is not the best, but since it's already full, they just add 2 victory points, which I can deal with. And it's the regular ice waste, so no terrain effect whatsoever. I think we're going to have to use a lot of stuff this round. Okay, so let's go and do our first command. So what have I got? Let's send both heroes in. Oh, sorry, Syndra was already there. And then one of the rider guys, 2 archers, and 2 of the melee. And first we fight a battle against this 3 garrison. And then if we survive that, we'll fight another immediate battle against the assassin. We'll see how that goes. All right, so first they're rolling 3 whites. We're rolling 2. We can flip that to reroll all the whites. We do not benefit from hit and run because we have 5 units and they have only 3 with the garrison technically. All right, so what are they getting? Oh, that was a great roll. Or, I mean, a bad roll, but for them. Okay, and then meanwhile for me, well, great. Should I flip it to reroll? Because yeah, in the mountain battle later when the Imperial Guard comes in, I can only roll 1 ranged die. So sure, let's flip it. I mean, if we get really lucky, we'll get, what? 2 skulls is actually, oh, this is kind of a waste, actually. Unless we get stupidly lucky. Nope, they just block it. Yeah, that was a waste. But hey, we survived. All right, so here's the garrison's roll. 3 hits, ouch. And my roll, should I use an ether? Yeah, I'll use the Tree Mother's ether to reroll all of it. I only have 1 ether left, though, so that's not great. Oh, but that's a good roll. We're definitely killing them, right? And we only block 1 hit. Should I use my Beastmasters? Well, no, because they'll get me down to 2, which means hit and run will come into play. So let's actually not use it yet on purpose. But we fully defeat them and get 3 victory points. And I got to kill 2. I guess I'll kill my 2 melee guys because the archers are about to get a double attack, kind of. All right, so now the assassin. 2 whites and a blue, which is also what we have because we get our blue for hit and run since we have 3 units to their 4 threat. All right, their roll, only a shield, and my roll, also nothing. Okay, yeah, I mean, no reason to reroll any of that. Oh, no, she's not on Badlands. Oh, God, I forgot that she does that if she gets a lightning ball, which is pretty dang likely with a purple. This could hurt. And I also have fewer dice than her. Oh, that was a bad roll, and she didn't get a lightning bolt. I mean, I'm still only going to have 1 unit left. Or I'll have all my units left and just do 1 damage to her. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to use my ether for that. So it puts her down to a 3. So she still has a red that can roll a lightning bolt, but yeah, blue can't. Only purple, red, and black. So, oh no, black can't either. It's really just purple or red. So she has a much lower chance of getting her awesome ability off. And yeah, we're kind of tied on dice. Let's see what she gets. 2 skulls and a shield. Pretty good. And I got my own lightning bolt. I gotta see what options I have. You can always just cancel a shield with it, so I could just do 2 damage, which would not kill her. Or I could place your cheapest unit from the reserve here. Oh, wait a second. Shoot, I cheated. I shouldn't have this blue die because we're tied now. See, I could put, it would be another yellow warrior in here. That's kind of cool. And then if I got the chance to use it again, I would be able to bring them out for free. That's wild. Or I can ignore one skull, so it would be back to the, the each of us losing one person thing. Or gain the resources shown on this hex or victory point. No. Or draw an item from the item deck. You can keep it if you can use it. No. I mean, it seems like the bringing the unit in after damage is the best. So they're doing 2 to us, which will take away both of our archers. We're doing 1 to them, which gets them to 2. Then we get a yellow. Oh, but we're still not going to be outnumbered by them anymore. Yeah, so blue, white, red for them. That's a pretty good roll. Although the red missed. That helped me out a lot. And then... Oh! Okay, so that'll kill them. Do I want to block the one attack with my shield thing? You know what? I don't need to. Talking about the Beastmaster's ability, because if I can spend enough command, I can get the one Beastmaster left and this one archer in here to have max units. Oh, frick. I forgot to buy defenses. Hold on. I definitely wanted to do that. But yeah, I can get everybody in there, so I'll let this one guy die to defeat them. Yay! Yeah, sorry. Obviously, knowing that the Imperial Guard guy was coming, I was going to build a tower and a wall for 2 salvage. Or sorry, plunder. Should help that battle go in my favor more. Wow, I gave the Imperials a ton of victory points. Oh, wait, I got to get my reward. Remove your target, gain 3 victory points. Cool. But yeah, Imperials got so much stuff there. They're going to get a lot of victory points at the end of the round. But let's go ahead and use Wiles to do the Haven action without the action or the resources. Because this place is going to be hard to get to. And it'll get me, salt and victory points every round. Wow. The salt is really what I care about more, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, I've been drastically reduced in power. So I can command all of them into there with the sea tower being adjacent everywhere. And then I can also bring... so one command action will bring all of them in. That's pretty good. That leaves me with 1 billion actions left, though. I mean, I could try to kill some skeletons that are just like sort of sitting around. Especially this skeleton is kind of concerning because there are later events that'll just have them charge in. So like I don't really want to have to like always leave somebody behind just to fight there. Oh, crap. I have the same problem with this skeleton. I really have to spread myself thin here. But I've only got 2 command left. Shoot. And I don't, have any basic units left. I guess I could leave these guys there and not fight with them. What do I do about that skeleton? Oh, wait, before we do anything else, this quest is ridiculous. I'm definitely going to use an action to do it with Syndra, I guess. Because look, if I get at least one of these, I can ignore the terrain effect of Highland Hexes, which is where the big battle is going to be, which means that the Imperial Guard will only be able to roll 1 die against me, but I'm going to have a lot of archers in there, so I'll be able to roll several dice against them. And I can discard it to reroll all my archery dice once. Oh, if I'm in a Highland, I get +1 red. So maybe I'll move my heroes first. But dang it, these stupid skeletons. I just know, for almost every chapter 3 and 4 card activates them, so I just know they're going to friggin' charge in. I mean, I could leave the archer here. They got a reasonable chance to be able to destroy one skeleton, especially if I don't know. See, the problem is that the event happens before the build phase, so I can't even build defensive structures and stuff. Like a tower would help out a ton there, because then I'd get more dice in the range attack. I could also leave these guys there, but that seems stupid. They're going to be so helpful in the fight, especially since they can cancel shield or create shields and stuff. All right. All right, I have a plan. I don't like it. But you can at any time exchange 3 of the same resource for another resource, so I could exchange these 3 plunder for an extra food to make me be able to do 3 commands. Fine. So I'm going to command once to attack over here. I'll bring all my heroes and that guy. Why not? And I have the 1 automatic shield thing. They're both rolling red, so I got a reasonable chance of killing the guy and not getting killed back. Oh, especially if I need to, I can use the Mountain Heart to ignore all skulls showing on the die that they rolled. So I might be okay. All right, so just 1 red each. Mine. That's good. Well, we don't really need it. They don't have any shields in theirs. Oh, my gosh. Well, never mind. We're good. So Mountain Heart. Use our last ether. Ignore all skulls on a die. So they do 0 damage to me. Because the 1 shield I could have gotten from my ability would not have worked. That gets us 1 victory point. And now this place will be safe for the moment. Okay, then let's enact the plan. So, what was it? Command with an elephant. And then spend 3 plunder to get another food and command again, which will get us in here, and then with the sea tower over to here with 4 units instead of 5, but that should be okay. Oh, wait, that's right. I can... Well, no, I don't want to bring them in, because they at least have a chance of stopping the skeleton if it activates. And now I'll do that quest that I wanted, obviously, because since I'm in the Highlands, I'll get a bonus red. And yeah, let's have Syndra do it again with these. A white instead of a yellow, I guess. Seems good. Seems really good. 4 skulls and a lightning bolt. Yeah, so I passed 2, only need 1, so I get 1 victory point, and I get to keep this card for that Highland bonus and rerolls and stuff. Jeez, I still have 3 actions left? Oh, you know what? Ronjo was there when we defeated the Imperial unit, because that technically counts as a separate combat when we killed the assassin. So yeah, I would have gotten another item. I mean, it is a good one. Discard the Druid's Ale to draw 1 feat. Let's do it. And what'd she get? Flip this to reroll any of your dice. In combat, this can be only used on your hero's hex. That's great, though. All right, it's like a free ether once per round. Okay, then I still have 3 actions left. Are there any other things I want to do? Imperial Spies would let me remove all activation tokens from 1 legion. I kind of want the Imperial Guard to come. I think I'll beat them. But I could stop the Warlock from activating so they won't add extra garrisons and all that. That's kind of probably worth it. So sure, let's go for it. Using Syndra again, I guess. No bonus red this time, though. Oh man, I need a shield or 3 lightning bolts. Or 4 skulls. That's kind of iffy. Oh, I only got 2 lightning bolts. I could re-roll it, but I guess not. Oh, man. Place 1 garrison on an empty hex with no... Well, that's great. That's going to give him more victory points. Nope. You try something, sometimes it doesn't work. Let's see. I guess I could put it... Here, if that skeleton's probably going to activate too, I could put it there and they can fight each other. And let's see. I think I'll get another assault with trading and then maybe go to the market to buy a healing potion. For 1, -1 from the market, it's 0. Oh no, that's right. I'm not on the I'm not on the tower anymore. We'll save it. Syndra's holding it. In solo, you are limited to 16 cards, I think it is. Correct. Whereas it's 10 in a regular game. So right now I've got 11, so I could hold 5 more theoretically. By the way, what a waste this Druidic Prophetess is. I can't even have any hordes activating. Oh well. All right, now we have activation. The Warlock is going to place a garrison and move. Whenever you try to place a garrison on the capital and it's already full, you have to put it on an empty place that doesn't have an X, which is only this or this because curses don't count. And then they'll start adding them to existing garrisons if they can't place them on empty places. Wait, did I place one when the Imperial Guard activated? I don't think I did. Well, let's put it here for now then. Okay, and then the Warlock is trying to come in here, and they can only, or the fastest way to get in is through there. Okay, and then the Imperial Guard goes here and comes on in. All right, let's see how this whole thing goes. So first, we are doing archery. So they're just using their 1 blue because of the Highlands, but we're not affected by it. Although, we only have that guy as an archer, but we also have the tower that's going to give us 1 die in range and melee combat. But, the tower and wall don't count as units. So we have 4 units, so they're 5 threat. So we also get a blue die. Oh, please give me a good range result here. So their 1 range die is a shield. That's annoying. And I get, 2 skulls. I mean, I'll take it, although I guess it takes away my my outnumbering them bonus. Or them outnumbering me, I should say. Well, actually, this is very good. Look, they get 2 shields on a lightning bolt, but now that I got them down to 4, they don't have a purple. They'd have to hope for a lightning bolt on a red, which is a 1 out of 6 chance. And I'm getting a lot of dice here. Purple, red, yellow, white from the tower, and blue from the walls, so they count now in the melee. Although they got a lot of dice too. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, that was a good roll. Nicely done. And okay, that seems pretty good too. And I got a lightning bolt. So at the moment, they're only doing 2, but I have no shields. But, remember we saved Beastmasters this whole time, and now we have 2 of them, so we prevent both of their attacks. And then what have we got? We've got 3, 4, 5 damage, -3, so 2 damage getting through. But for the lightning bolt, oh man, the Tree Mother can bring in my cheapest unit. I only got 1 dude left in reserves, and I can fit him. Boom! So they did no damage to us, and I did 2 to them. So they're down to 2, but now my force is stacked. I mean, look at this. Me versus them. All right, what do they got? 2 skulls. We can deal with that. Or apparently we can't actually block it all. But we're definitely killing them. What do I want to do with the 1 lightning bolt? Oh, here, I can do the one that ignores all skulls from 1 die. So I only take 1 damage. And yeah, let's make it our most expensive basic guy. So cool. We destroyed them, baby. All right. If destroyed, remove its target and gain 5 victory points. Destroy 1 non-imperial unit or threat here. What? Well, actually, you know what? Hold on. Remember that healing potion I bought? Let's say that instead of killing the basic guy, I killed one of my awesome, expensive archers. and had the basic guy, then his power can be applied to kill the basic guy too. And I'll use the healing potion on the archer to steal the victory points from them. And I can put him in this haven to potentially help defend with even more ranged attacks if the skeletons come in. Well, that's pretty great. I love the deeplings helping me in the highlands to just fend off all comers now here. All right, so production is a lot. I'm getting 5 salt, 6 from my home base, 8 with the tower. And it might look like I have nothing to spend them on, but don't forget, they killed all. Like, I literally have both of these guys, and one of them. So I need 6, 10. I need a lot of stuff to bring this all back. And then plunder, I'm getting 2, 3 with my base, and 5 with my mines. And then food, 2, 4, 5 as well. Okay, then scoring, I'm pretty far ahead, but Imperial is still going to be pretty good. So they get 1 for every hex with a garrison. Jeebus, that's 7. And then 1 for each legion, that's 8. And then, look at the carnage. 8, 10, 12, 14. Oh, which funnily enough ties them with me, but I'm still going to get my Haven stuff, so that won't be the case for long. As for Chaos, where are you all? All they're getting is 4 for their curses. Yeah, there's a very different game than the last one I played where Chaos was going wild and the Legion got wiped out. Okay, then very nice turn for me. 2, 4, 6, 8 for my Havens, 9, 10 for my bonuses. Gives me a 10-point lead over the Empire. All right, like I said, I think I'll stop there, but hey, let's just look at what the next chapter would bring. I bet it's going to be more Chaos and Skeletons attacking. Let's see if I'm right. Place 2 hordes at threat 5 on any empty hexes in the same region. And place 1 skeleton adjacent to a haven on a hex with a curse if possible, and then activate all skeletons. Friggin' knew it, man. So yeah, it would go here. You know, let's just play out. I just want to see how this fight goes. Because I have the archery bonus. Oh, and even better, I forgot that I'm in the woods, which gives me 2 dice rerolls in range combat. Come on. Okay, so 2 rerolls. Whoa! Okay, so I guess we would have fended off the skeletons. Never mind. So 2 hordes in the same region. I think what I would probably do is put like 1 here and here, and that way they could come in and help kill some of the garrisons. I would want to fight the warlock and then also try to take out some garrisons, and then mainly just like kind of hunker down and defend. And with the current score and this round being so chaos focused, but with them being so far behind, I bet I would win. But I'm still playing on a lower difficulty and with none of the red cards, which can be insane if you haven't seen the game before. But yeah, what are my thoughts? Uprising, I forgot how awesome it was. I'm very happy to play it again. The combat is exciting and intense, although sometimes the dice aren't against you and things just go terribly. I had pretty good luck here, especially with some rerolls from the Ether. Speaking of, the Ether is an awesome addition. I'm very glad they added that in the first expansion, that it'll be part of the base experience now. And the big thing, how's a true solo? It is great. The only thing I might like a little more clarity on is how like different abilities between heroes interact. Like Ronjad Spoils of War, it doesn't say anything about the hero having to be in the hex, so would any of my people that destroyed Imperial units get to benefit from this? But if they did, who would get the item? You know, there's just some things that are very specifically meant for the way that the game was made, which is with 1 hero per faction. So a little bit more clarity for that kind of thing would be great. The rulebook does already give some clarifications. In fact, I might have missed one that refers to the exact thing I'm talking about. But still, it is like the one rule. It's going to be confusing for people, I think, spending a bit more time, because right now the like basic rulebooks that I printed out are very short. They could be a little bit longer and just clarify more things. But yeah, this game is awesome. Compared to, Voidfall is the other, I think, really successful 4X game with solo co-op play. And for my money, my preference is Voidfall is an amazing game, but Uprising takes up a little bit less space. It's still a big game. It's quicker to set up. I find it's quicker to play, especially with the true solo mode. And it's a lot punchier and focused on more exciting combat, whereas Voidfall feels more like an empire management game with some combat. But both amazing games. It's great to have awesome solo co-op 4X options on the market. And Uprising's new stuff makes it even better. So yeah, whenever the crowdfunding page is up, today or later, go check it out. But thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters: J. William F., Steve Wren, Pedro Lucas, Miles, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.